back for this week's day late update on the BattleNet. Would be so nice if they actually fixed these issues that plague this game. Like the initial load time and the suspend incompatibility. Another thing that would help that if they fixed these weekly ultimate challenges. They're chock full of basically emblems, or ultimate rewards, like the sacrifice emblem. Several different versions of it a week instead of doing the intelligent thing, which would be a single ultimate reward for a week, being a bundle which contains the sacrifice nameplate, weapon emblem, vehicle emblem, and armor emblem, and be done with it. That would be the smart thing to do. But no, they separated it. So, here's what's new in the shop. Ugly, useless shader. The Mark V Stormfall helmet, which, for those who don't know, is basically the Gungar before its attachment. A glove that's particularly not useful. A chest plate that's decent. Couple arm pieces. Oh. Foot piece and a stance. Now, in my opinion, the only thing from this bundle that's useful is really the stance. And the chest piece. The helmet and attachment is iffy. And I kind of lean towards the knee pad, but that's about it. Then you've got this week's additional bundle. Midnight Frost, which is basically a ODST paint job. With the Wrath emblems. Now, this is basically what I was referring to with the emblems. All emblems should be in a bundle like this, minus this coating. So if you don't include the coating, it would be like that. And in any weekly ultimate rewards and store purchases that have an emblem should be bundled like that. That would be an intelligent way of bundling something. And then you've got coatings. Coatings, you should have, they're odd because they're not universal for armor. So, and a good way to solve issues with player base is to take a coating, include all versions of that coating, but put it the price of a single of the one coating it's based off of. But that's not what they did, and so we're stuck with this horrible setup. And look, once again, we have nothing but bundles. But this is a perfect emblem bundle. In other words, perfectly the only bundle that they did right, basically. Another way to fix this particular game would be essentially to have one additional button here, so that similar how you swap between the main store and the HCS offers, the main store would instead be replaced with bundles. Then you would have the HCS offers and non-bundles. The non-bundles would be essentially this page, but without bundled. So, a bunch of squares about this size, covering this whole, these 3 rows. Or maybe just the central 2 rows, with this one being a quick shortcut to the bundles. And maybe a event square above that, similar to this, where event items would be in their own separate category. But that would also allow event items to appear outside of events actually ongoing, so it could swap back and for events during events as a category, but when an event is not going on, you could have it like the throwback section, which could have event items in it, as well as additional expansions of other categories. Another thing is, like, in campaign you have a bunch of different things, but there's 3 items currently in campaign that don't have icons for their unlock location. However, this is one of them, and it is in-game. It just does not have an icon to find it. However, thanks to another YouTube user, I actually know where to find it, which I'll be showing off really quick anyways. However, I do not know where to find the other campaign stances. Because, well, I haven't found YouTube videos on them or find anybody that unlocked them or found their armory locations in-game. I have, however, cleared the main story. But I'm also not a particular fan of multiplayer, so I haven't been playing much of it. The reason why is because how to phrase this. I basically got fed up with the whole PvP aspect of Halo 3 multiplayer, mainly because of the same issues I'm having here, where I'm stuck on a team with me being the most skilled player on my team, while the other team is each member much more skilled than I am, resulting in me essentially more or less carrying the other team or whatever, however well that works out, which generally doesn't work very well. He just jumped out of a perfectly intact Banshee. Wow. What'd he do? Think he was gonna hijack me at that range? You will move on foot, but you'll never survive the landing, so... So, like I was saying, Reach was okay. It fixed that particular issue, and the gameplay was decent. However, I didn't much care for most of the maps, and especially considering most of the maps were essentially crappy forged reproductions of traditional classic maps from Halo 3, Halo 2, and Halo CEA. Then the TU update came along and essentially ruined general matchmaking, leaving what was left essentially only the anniversary mode after release, being the only thing of worth. Halo 4's initial multiplayer was okay. Took some getting used to, wasn't bad at first. Then 343 decided to do a TU update, which replaced weapons on the maps. Like, for example, small scale maps, they replaced shotguns with sniper rifles, and that just ruined it for me. They were useless for me to use, and because there were so many, only a few places where that had straight shots, they were kill zones, like the 3 alleys on that one with the giant mantis. had 3 alleyways, or 2 alleyways plus that central chamber, and the snipers just own the maps. Here we go. As you can see, it now shows up as available. Includes an icon now, but only because I'm already here. Halo 5 had basically many of the same issues as the 2 updates of both. It didn't have loadouts, which basically made it even worse. And the maps were all relatively too small. So I didn't even do more than maybe 2 matches of Arena in the whole lifetime of Halo. From there, I was Halo 5, sorry. From there, I basically did nothing but Warzone, that was the term I was looking for. As you can see, it's now unlocked. So, and then Warzone Firefight. But at the time, I was more interested in Destiny and Destiny 2 over Halo 5 anyways. That is into Destiny 2's Taken King. No, not Taken King. Forsaken, where Cade was, you know, no spoilers, but yeah. From there, I went and did other games. But yeah. I wish the Nocturnal Star was also available for the Rocket Hog. Shoot, I would love to be able to have a classic paint job on my Rocket Hog. And in case you're wondering, I meant the black with the yellow center stripe. Kind of like this. On the front end. But one that runs all from beginning to end, but with a shark design on the rocket turret. You know, like they have in CE8 on PC and the Rocket Hog in Anniversary / Classic CE in Master Chief Collection. Would be nice to have those. Anyway, so when playing this tutorial, the multiplayer tutorial, it gives me hope that we'll have a story-driven story-like mode, similar to campaign, but not essentially. That's like Halo 4 Spartan Ops, which is what I ended up playing most of before I got Destiny anyways, after the TU update. Not to spoil that, those who haven't played the tutorial, as much as possible.
Hey, easy there. A lot's happened. Laconia changed everything. We needed to regroup, rebuild. We're gonna need to say that again. They're missing? All of them. We just got word that the Infinity is missing. The ring gone. No one knows where.
We're coming up to the facility, Commander. No sign of trouble.
Take us in. We built this facility off the grid to train the next generation of Spartans.
On the ground in 3,
You got this.
2,
It's not gonna be easy.
1.
It
But I
looks
believe in you.
realistic here. It would probably look a lot more realistic if I was using Series X, but
It's a beautiful day. Sunny skies.
I'm not even using a 4K Xbox. Just the original Xbox
What did I tell you
One
about being
that
funny?
first had the 1 terabyte drives.
Correct. You gonna stand there all day, or you gonna come save humanity?
But here,
Your
it gives
orders
me
are to
the
report to the training arena for drills and the live
hope
fire exercise.
during this
The waypoints on your
tutorial
HUD will point you in the right direction.
that eventually Halo will have a story mode similar to Destiny style in the way you had a custom character, aka your Spartan, multiplayer Spartan. Your personal AI would function a lot like the Ghost. Oh, right. I wish they would fix this, because this is kind of annoying. Field of view, I have at 100, but your character disappears, body, legs, whatever, disappears anything above 78, which is too limited. They really need to fix it to where the character mounting, camera mounting is better. I usually play at either 100 or 111 for more depth perception.
Modularly designed for customization, these non-volitional AI have guaranteed stability and can be altered to suit your every need.
Personal AI, designation Butler, coming online.
I don't
Greetings,
even use
Spartan.
Butler, but
It
yet
would be
during the
my
tutorial,
pleasure to serve at your side.
you're stuck with
I'm honored
Butler
to work with you.
and default color Butler nonetheless. They would do to fix that.
Calibrating armor baselines. Spartan shielding recharged.
All armor systems reading green. Next, your AI will complete additional motor diagnostics with you on the movement course.
Please, allow me.
I would love to be able to see what it's like using the additional other AIs during the tutorial.
Projecting waypoints onto your HUD, Spartan.
Especially considering
continue
the
calibrating
tutorial's
as
the
you
most
progress through
active
the course.
we have of our personal AIs at the moment. And the personal AIs can be compared to that of the Ghost in Destiny. And the player Spartan can be compared to the
Well
Destiny Guardians. So having a combination like of Spartan Ops like missions and something like
Motor diagnostics complete.
Destiny style
Exceptional performance. Shall we
story
rendezvous with the commander at the weapon
pen
range?
for your personal character would have a nice effect.
Ah, the armory. Refined weapons for refined tastes. Let's take this opportunity to arm ourselves. That will do nicely. Now, onward to the weapon range.
And
He tells me you've performed well so far.
especially considering
You're dismissed.
there had
I shall
previously
update
been
your crosshair color when your target is at
the stories
optimal range
like
for your weapon.
Halo
show me
5
what
had
you can
that
do.
split story, which wasn't necessarily bad, but wasn't necessarily the best considering it didn't cover a lot of Master Chief. And we do know that in the tutorial, the Infinity and the ring's missing and yada yada. So, most likely the ring's in a sub-dimension with
Zoom
what's
with your
left at
weapon for better
Infinity
visibility on
and
long-range targets.
separated from the rest of the US.
Aim for the head
NSC,
when enemy shields are down. Shields recover
resulting
quickly. Suppress
and
your
a
advantage
mystery
while your
that must
enemy
be
is vulnerable.
solved from the outside
Headshot these
and
targets
inside
once you drop their shields.
simultaneously. So there's a story here that can easily be handled
Take out those targets.
by the player Spartans as they try to figure out what happened to both the ring and the Infinity and dealing with whatever going on with the Banished and whatnot on the outside of wherever the Infinity ring ended up.
Nice work. Now for grenades. Grab some from that dispenser. Aim well and take out those targets. Well done. Keep practicing. And when you're ready, meet us for the final exercise.
Trying something different, eh?
There's actually an achievement for picking up a power weapon in here. So, if you come back in here, be sure to pick up the sniper rifle. I am disappointed, however, that Hydra doesn't have any real coatings. Like, it's out of all the get weapons currently in game, there is literally no Hydra.
Perhaps a few more.
Coatings.
Good measure.
As you can probably tell by the drift.
Welcome to the training arena. Get to know the battlefield and our equipment before we begin the exercise.
My controller is not in the best condition. Huh. Well, we can tell the Master Chief Mark V helmet's in the game.
Ah, Now this device comes straight from Oni Research. Quite potent indeed. You can find new weapons inside these dispensers.
I like how these ones aren't destroyable.
These contain specialized equipment that can give you the edge in combat. These particular dispensers deploy powerful weapons. Rather exclusively, I might add. Congratulations. We have successfully surveyed all nearby points of interest. I suggest we find the commander.
All points of interest, huh?
Meet me by the tower when you're ready to begin.
It's kind of weird how there's like commander, those 3 Spartans plus the teal Spartan. So you've got these 3. And my favorite pose is the one in the Master Chief helmet, Mark V helmet. You've got that one and the commander. So that's a total of 6. But yet when you actually play the tutorial...
Feeling oriented? Ready for something a little more real? Now that we've got you calibrated, it's time for the real test. The live fire exercise. Ready up, Spartan. It's time to fight.
And her helmet's kind of different, in not a bad way, but kind of weird. But notice how they're completely randomly generated.
Good support.
None of them resemble the Spartans in the initial design.
Pick yourself up. It's not over yet.
And it's also kind of sad and annoying that none of the alien weapons have coatings. That was the word I was looking for.
Good form.
Oh, hey, it's actually her, apparently.
M41 Spanker, inbound. M41 Spanker available. Rockets. Overshield, inbound. Overshield available. Your ammo reserves are depleting.
Seconds remaining. Excellent.
You did good. Really good, in fact. I knew I picked well. I need to go. It's been confirmed that a portion of our forces are missing. Chief, the other Spartans, gone. The state of this universe can shift at any moment. That's why we're needed. To endure, to ensure stability, to inspire hope. Hope when all is lost. What you began today is only the beginning. Keep training. When I get back, and believe me, I will be back, we're gonna be busy. Humanity won't save itself, Spartan.
And that line where she's like, and believe me, I will be back, further makes me think that there will be a story-driven story that continues after the tutorial from the other end. However, with the current state of the game, no Forge, the multiplayer's limited player listings, and the fact that the matchmaking system is pretty much identical to the crappy state it was in Halo 3, where I end up carrying the whole entire team, but yet, because I'm the most skilled person on my team, but yet the other 4 players on the enemy team are actually more skilled than me, or good at using the cheapest, most unsportsman tactics, such as camping, and they are tactics, but frankly, I frown upon such tactics and don't really use them a lot, if ever, because they're so cheap and unfair and unsportsmanship. Some people will actually say, well, that's whatever, but honestly,
Okie dokie.
I want to be fair and beat people fair and square. But yes, this is the current AI I use, but as you can see, Butler was forced on me, and in a color I don't even use.
Hello, new best friend.
Hey, wanna know 117's real name? Pick me and I just might tell you.
Positive attribute, 74. I am incapable of taking over the galaxy.
So, that's pretty much all there is to really cover. Although, there are some things I would love to talk about, but honestly, it's kind of just waiting for 343 to actually update stuff enough, I guess. I will say I hope they bring this event back, because I was literally like 2 ranks away from actually getting this when I ran out of challenges, which is the last piece that I actually want to complete my set. Anybody who's seen my previous videos will know, basically black, gold, with a blue visor, like so, is essentially my style. Although, I say black, but the main color of this particular shader is not technically black, but it is close enough that I have no problem using it in the meantime. I like how the icon in this shows the basic EVA helmet, but the actual application of it's a Meals version. Right now, my current goal for ranking up is this, and the only thing that really ever interested me, other than the shoulders you see me wearing, is this helmet and this attachment piece. So those are my real goal, and honestly, those 4 pieces are the only pieces in the whole entire season pass that I have really given a damn about since the season started. And that's like, how many ranks? A 100? And the last piece is like 98. And you may be asking if those are the only things I care about, why I happen to own the season pass. And the simple answer is to that, I went and bought the Premium Plus Battle Pass, Season Pass, whatever it's called. The one that gives you the, what were they called? XP grants, that was it. So I used the XP grants to boost my level when I was at, like, what was it, 6? 7, 8, somewhere around there, and went up roughly 25, 30 levels, and then continued from there. Obviously, I don't play it enough to have been as high as I do otherwise. I mean, most of the time I've only played during the events. And again, that boils down to me just being fed up with standard PvP as it exists in its current state and has been since Halo's initial release. But then again, I can't help but compare Halo Infinite to its Bungie counterpart Destiny/Destiny 2 and feel that there's a lot of similarities. Similarities that could make Infinite better if Infinite emulates them from Destiny without Destiny's flaws. And so, with that last statement, I'm signing off of the BattleNet for this week. Until next time.